I'm fat, but I want to be athletic. So I'm starting a 90-day experiment to see how athletic I can be. Welcome to the FATletic experiment, where I'm going through 3 30-day training cycles to see how athletic I can be. At the start of each 30 days, I'll be doing some quick testing, including a 40-yard dash, a vertical jump test, and some strength tests to see how athletic I'm getting from each of the 30-day phases, as well as seeing where I start and eventually where I finish. All right, y'all, it is week 3 of the FATletic experiment. Today was a leg day. I just finished that up. So we went up to 355 pounds for a 3x3, did 345 last session. So that's up 10 pounds. That moved really well, a lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting to have to go down on my third set, but even that third set moved pretty well. So deadlifts are doing great. I'm gonna do an extra session of triples just because I'm supposed to max out the day after Christmas. And that's a really awkward amount of time to only have 2 sessions because it's 16 days away. Today's the 9th, right? So I can do 3 sessions in the next 16 days. And one of them will be kind of a deload session where I'm getting my technique right. And I'll do like 1 heavy single and then just slowly back down. So yeah, 375 is looking pretty good. I mean, maybe even 385. I haven't put 355 for 3 into a calculator yet. I guess I could do that real quick, but we'll see. I mean, I'll put it on screen. I'll put it somewhere. We'll see how close that is. On to the actual lift, guys. I want you guys to pay attention to my deadlift technique here. You're gonna see this first rep should look pretty good, right? My back is mostly flat. There's a little bit of rounding in the lower back, but that's a pretty solid technique for my standard. But the second rep, it instantly breaks down. You can see I'm really badly rounding my back. Third rep is just as bad, maybe worse. And I was really sore in the lower back after that. So definitely need to still work on the technique. After the deadlifts, I just went into some leg press. Like always, I'm just trying to get a squat pattern in with my hinging. Even though hinging is really the focus right now, I still want to get stronger on a squat pattern. Then I followed this up with some calves, leg extension, hamstring curls. I didn't record any of that, but that's a full workout. All right, everyone, we are halfway through week 3. Things are not going very well. I have injured my left bicep. You can't see anything wrong with it now. It's a little bit swollen. I don't know if you guys, hold on. Whatever, you're not gonna be able to tell on camera. It was more swollen the other day. It's Saturday right now. I heard it on Tuesday, right? Bicep is tweaked. Might be a small tear because the inflammation's been going up and down, which is concerning. And it's messing with my training pretty badly. Because on Tuesday, I also did do legs. That was the session you guys just saw. But after that, I did a little bit of extra workout with my coworker, just trying like an arm burnout thing. And I tweaked something in my bicep. So I'm injured officially. But this shit happens with the gym, with sports. It's kind of part of the field, right? But it sucks because I can't fully straighten my arm. This is as straight as my arm gets right now. Like anything past this is extremely painful. So that's bad. I can't like deadlift right now. Like today's leg day, I can't go deadlift. I haven't hit upper body at all because I can't lock on my arm. So I'd have to be working around it pretty severely, and I'd rather just rest for now, especially if this might go away in like a week or so. Big thing is that today is the second leg day of the week and I can't deadlift. So that'll look weird. I'll be in a gym with a belt squat though on the bright side. So I'll be able to belt squat instead. And that gym also has a hip thrust machine. So I'll be able to utilize those 2 machines to still get a really good leg stimulus. And then as well as like, you know, leg extension, calf raise, hamstring curl, all that stuff. So I'll still be able to do my big compounds. I'm gonna do some plyos today. This is the start of the introduction of plyometrics into the programming. But today's programming is gonna look really weird, unfortunately, because of this really annoying arm injury. I should be good by next week, hopefully, to be able to deadlift again. But yeah, really frustrated by this. Might have torn my bicep. But also on the bright side, I can use this as an educational example. So just to educate you guys on how to handle injuries like this. You can see I have no sort of wrap or anything on my arm. That is very beneficial for the healing. Because if you were to wrap it, were to put compression on it, that would break up the inflammation, which will make your symptoms better. It's going to reduce pain, it's going to increase mobility, but it's actually bad for healing because it's going to force some of the blood out of that area, and you want as much blood flow to that area as possible because that's where all the nutrients that your body needs to repair the muscle or tendon or whatever is damaged. Like, you need all that stuff in your blood, and if you're restricting blood flow via compression, that's going to worsen your healing, and it's going to worsen your body's ability to heal from this injury. That also goes for things like ice. Ice also reduces blood flow, so you get the same, like, less inflammation, less pain, but in the long run will slow down the overall healing. Certain pain medications, especially ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is anti-inflammatory, which is good for breaking up symptoms. It's good for certain conditions, whether it be headaches and stuff. Reducing that inflammation is really good. But for something like an ankle sprain or potential small muscle strain or tear, you need that blood flow going into that area so you can actually heal. So I've been taking Tylenol to deal with pain when it happens instead of ibuprofen, because if I were taking ibuprofen, I'd be reducing inflammation and therefore reducing my body's ability to actually heal from this very minor injury. The things I have been using other than acetaminophen, like I mentioned, I've been using heat. Heat exposure will ease the pain without reducing blood flow in any way, and will actually promote blood flow. So high heat is actually very good for general muscle recovery, but also for minor injuries like this, heat exposure can be very, very good. So for me, that's been sauna. I've been taking hot baths since this injury happened, and I also have like a hot pad that I just microwave and put on my arm. Those all are helping out a ton. They ease the symptoms a ton, which I really love, without hindering my healing at all, and actually promoting healing and making healing a little bit better. So try heat instead of cold, try Tylenol or acetaminophen instead of ibuprofen, and just avoid compression altogether unless you really need that body part to do its primary function, right? If you're a basketball player, you roll your ankle's swollen. Using compression to go through practice might be something you have to do. You might not have the option of resting, but more than anything, rest, and then things that do not interfere with inflammation are going to be your ways to heal. Everything that I just listed is primarily under the pretense that you are resting the body part. If you are not resting the body part, then none of this will matter. If you're still actively, heavily using and loading that body part, some of these things might actually be beneficial. The things that I listed that would be bad could be beneficial to just break up your symptoms. Like if it's an injury, if you're an athlete and you're injured in season, sometimes you need to just go to practice the next day. So something like compression, ibuprofen would actually be very good for you because it can prevent a further injury caused by your limited range of motion or by pain or, neuromuscular inhibition, anything like that. It actually might be beneficial for you to use these things that are anti-inflammatory in order to have full muscle function. All right, now for the actual workout. You can see here we're doing some drop jumps, and you guys are going to notice I'm really slow rebounding force, and that's a little bit of a sneak peek into one of the focuses of the next phase. It's going to be a power phase, but one of the things I'm also going to be doing is working on my eccentric rate of force development, which is basically what is causing me to be so slow off the ground here. Normally you want to hit the ground and really pop up fast, but I struggle with that, so we're going to be working on that. And then for the actual regular lift stuff, just got some belt squat here, 3 plates. It's kind of a terrible angle to see it from. But this is just me trying to push another squat movement. I decided to focus on the squat movement instead of on hinging today, since I'm dealing with that arm injury. But you can see this was moving pretty well. After this, we're going to get into some hip thrusts. Those also went pretty well. I hate hip thrust machines, and I was using hip thrust machine because with my arm, I just didn't want to deal with a barbell and setting that up. So you can see right here, 4 plates on here. This was insanely painful. It was just destroying my abdomen, but we got it done. Probably could have pushed a lot more reps on this, but honestly, just like the pain of the pad pushing on me made it feel way harder than it was. But we got finished up with calves, hamstring curls, leg extensions like always, just to get some extra hypertrophy volume in. You can see I'm full stacking that there, by the way. A little light flex. I'm gonna need to get a gym pin just for calf raises here pretty soon. But yeah, we took this 3 sets to failure. Hamstring curls, 3 sets. Took the last one to failure. I like to take calves to failure, but not hamstrings and quads, because the calves being such a smaller muscle, they can really handle that volume a lot better. and the hamstrings and quads got grilled in all the compound movements I was doing earlier, like the squat and the hip thrusts. And on a normal training day, that would be a deadlift, so that'd be even more fatigue for the hamstrings. So really not trying to blast them here too badly. This is my third set, so you'll see how I kind of fail in the last rep. No like forced partials or anything, but yeah, it's a pretty simple workout. Hoping to get back to deadlifting here next week. I'll be going for 365 for 3, so stay tuned for that. But thank y'all for watching the whole video. Peace out.